Hi y'all, I'm Ava Annie. Welcome to my channel or my Facebook or Instagram or whatever. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In my last reading, or it might not have premiered yet, I don't know. Well, by the time you see this, it will have. Anyway, again, I am beginning, I am learning. I just started doing this, and please be patient with me if you are following me as I need some growing space. Patience. Okay. Yeah, my last reading. I said something about looking up 2222 in the reading, and of course, things tied into like twin flames and unions. Yeah. Um, can give significance to certain aspects of a person's life, such as twin flames, relationships, manifestations. And there was one more thing I thought. Yeah, hope and companionship. Calling forth confidence, that passion, that fire that you feel so intensely, helping you feel more confident in dating. And I don't know, sorry, I felt it building. To bring balance in your life. Okay. I love how things tie together. I was reading that off of parade.com just now, in case you're wondering. Alright, and it was just, I looked up the number 2222. So, this number might be significant to you, and I always say, look up the number and see what comes up. I usually read the first thing I see, and then I usually explore to see if other things fit that same narrative, and then like, if I get an intuitive feeling that aligns, sometimes I'll get goosebumps. That usually tells me. Or I feel this like tingling inside. It's quite fun. Anyway. Or I just, like, I have a knowing without knowing. You know what I mean? It's like when things come to me, I'm here with these cards with you, and I'm exploring. Okay? And it's telling me things that I haven't actually really learned yet. So I'm like learning with you, but I have this knowing without actually knowing. You know what I mean? Okay. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, a lot of times things come through, like even with the cards, I haven't really integrated what that means from all these different perspectives. Like I see it here in like just very like physical based, looking at a relationship, right? And then I take it to a higher perspective, and now I'm looking at, I'm getting more into symbolism, and I'm tapping into the ethereal. Anyway, growing up, I was not around these things, and I was hiding, basically, this part of me, because it was never really accepted anyway, and so I didn't really develop it further. I was hiding from it, this spiritual side of me. So anyway, now it's coming back in, and it's taking a lot of healing to open up these channels, these pathways. So my goal is to share my journey with you, because I know that there are others on this journey too. Therefore, if you come and you find me here, wherever you're at on your journey, there's probably a message in here for you. However, stories vary, and sometimes I say he or she or they or me or you or I. It might be talking about you or someone else. I don't know. If it doesn't fit, don't throw a fit, and move on with it. All right? I like that one. That one was fun. Okay. We are already almost 5 minutes in, and I haven't read a single card for you. If you are still here, thank you so much for being patient. Time really likes this about you. So you can cultivate. Good practice. 5:05 on the clock. Change is about. Endless opportunities, alignment. That's what we're talking about, is the alignment. Okay, being receptive, stepping through. So here we have you. Sorry. Here we have, this is the progression I'm feeling like. Here we have you and coming up with all the possibilities. This is you contemplating. This is you integrating. Sorry. Yes. Integrating. You're integrating all these ideas, communications, whatever it is, these new perceptions as you elevate and connect to higher dimension. If you're following. Anyway, so now whether you're following or not, we can bring it back down here to the physical and say this is the mind part aspect of it, yes? And now we have it pulling it into the body. Here's your chakras. There's the alignment. Now these chakras, all these aspects of healing that you've done within these systems now is creating this flow, this channel. Now you're tapping in and you're receiving, you've been integrating these new downloads, connections. Gosh, there's so many words I could pull in to describe this because I'm seeing many perspectives. Anyway, next. And now it's like the cocoon to the butterfly. But this is more of a blossoming because there's flowers. It's a blossoming. It's a blossoming. It's stepping through. Okay. So now we're pulling apart this whole stepping through idea, right? If you haven't checked out my other videos, I know they're not the best quality and there are background noises like now. So this is an exercise in you being able to truly focus. Tune into something. I will say there's another side to that because sometimes you're tuning things out, right? And maybe this is the message. We're tuning something out that we don't even notice the messages that are just right there around us because we're so looking over here. And it's like, here's all these bubbles. They're not reaching us. But once you are able to really like be present with everything around you, like sometimes I'll hear a word in the background and it was at the right moment of what I was saying and it helped me find my thought or just whatever. That's what's happening here. Now you're being present. Now you're integrating. Now you can receive those messages. Thank you. And so that helps you to really bring to life. What are we bringing to life? I feel like that whole thought just, it's floating away. It's floating away. These are, okay, yeah, and these are also perspectives. One way to look at the same thing, or you're seeing through this bubble, right? Behind it. It's creating all these reflections of this image that is really just right here, this one thing. Actually, they have butterflies in it, so imagine this flower was a big butterfly. Hey, that ties into what I was just saying. Maybe you're a cocoon into a butterfly, and then I said, no, this is a blossoming.
Sorry, dear.
Dropping the ball here.
Yeah, not that one anyway.
Thanks for the help.
That's cute. Stepping through, blossoming. Yeah, so thought it was a flower. I mean, thought they were butterflies. Sorry. I thought they were butterflies. Thought it was a butterfly situation. It's not. It's a blossoming situation. These are flowers. Yeah, it's flowers. So look beyond these little reflections of this butterfly. Maybe you're seeing yourself Wait. No, now there's too many perspectives. Back to the perspectives. Okay. Endless perspectives. Endless, well, opportunities, potentials. These are all the different ways that it could go. All the possibilities, all the different timelines. As you navigate through your environment and you make a choice that sends you on this way. And then you make a choice here. Oops, now you're going this way. I don't know. Now you're up here and you made a choice to, whoa, you did something off, but now you're over here on this timeline. But it's all unfolding. It's really a blossoming. Sorry, I'm pulling different perspectives into my awareness right now to try to fit puzzle pieces. If that makes sense to what's going on. Alright. If I haven't lost you. I feel like I need to use a different deck now to explain this concept further in a different way. Yes. Maybe all these things we look at are just one way of looking at the same thing. Or she's looking at this star actually. Her hair kind of mirrors this flower. And in between it are all these butterflies. All these other bubbles. It's like this is her connecting with the divine. It's like a reflection of herself. Or himself, whatever. Take it. What? Someone said take it with a grain of salt. That's not my term, but it fits here. Anyway. This is like you blossoming, right? With this alignment. And this is like the divine. Imagine Mother Earth wrapping her as a flower, like a vine, a flower, but like softly, just cradling you, like, and just filling you with the highest, most unconditional, peaceful love. I mean, it's like pulsating, right? It's like, and then I don't know, that's what I'm feeling right here. What does that mean? That's so crazy. Oh, no, I need to look at, I just saw in my mind's eye, this deck. This is 2 decks in one. It's quite large. Story of something about Avalon. This one, and oh yeah, the Animal Guides of Avalon and Doreen Virtue, Goddess, Guidance, Oracles, deck, whatever. Okay, I use this one quite often. Whew. Okay. Oh, Merlin. Yes, alchemizing that pain. You're balancing. Okay, this is the balancing. Okay. It's like I understand it, but it's understanding it from a whole other perspective. right? Trying to understand the same thing from a different perspective. And the process it takes to heal the parts of you that aligned with that other perspective that you had previously. It's like this other layering, unraveling, almost like you're going out of the spiral after you already found yourself in the center and you're coming back out. Birth, rebirth. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love when that happens. Alright. It's like, I know that they're telling me this, but do I truly understand it fully? When you're in it, when you're really in it and the emotions are there and you're not really able to see outside of that situation and how it ties into the larger whole of what's actually going on with you healing, coming back to yourself and aligning with these new energies that you are, I believe, trying to manifest, trying to, trying to connect to that divine knowledge, that spiritual teaching, that what maybe you view as a sense of peace. Maybe you view as a sense of feeling safe. Maybe you view it as unconditional love. Maybe you view it as, opening psychic gifts. There's so many things that you maybe are focused on as that's what it is for you. So whatever it is for you right now is what it needs to be for you right now. And be open to it also possibly evolving into a wider view. Wider view. That's a wider view. Excellent. Maybe I should write this down. Okay. Sometimes I say things that I'm like, that sounded pretty good. I'll write that down. Okay, we're talking about a risk. Yeah, fears. I'm feeling fear and anxiety right now. Honoring those emotions, because it's telling you something about a thought pattern that you're not even aware of anymore because it's on autopilot. Hence zombies, the whole zombie thing, because you're just autopilot.
No, it's turned off
Right?
over there. Are you
Because you're not honoring those emotions that are coming up that are triggering you, because you're in that fight or flight, right? And so you're afraid to
like that. Push that.
but this was really like helping you recalibrate and be able to come at these things in a clear-headed, wider view,
Heat's coming out.
emotions in check. You're connected, yeah. Anyway, how to it felt like, those one pictures where like it zooms out and then it zooms out and then it zooms out, and every time it zooms out you're like, whoa, that wasn't even close to what I had conceptualized it to be as. Now it's something else completely. This is what I'm getting with this. This is what I'm getting with how it pertains to your thoughts, patterns, and your emotions. Aligning those, that's where you should start, I think. Because those triggers, it's a bit of tough love, isn't it? But if you keep, if you're not in a space to do so, then know that there will come a point, or there is already come a point, where you will be able to look at them, heal them, pass through. You'll pass through them. That's what the stepping through is for me right now. The stepping through card, where'd it go? Yeah. You're passing through them. Now you're able to pass through that trigger, that emotion, and really see this, and see you, and see them, and see how everything is connected. It's not just to say, oh, just observe it. Well, yes, but this is a whole integration, of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your soul, of all these fragmented pieces of you that you've been sewing back together. And every time that you get triggered, it's reminding you of something that needs to be processed through. And so as you do these healings, all I know is for me, it's like starting out, right? Hopefully I continue to grow out of this, but I didn't do any healing, and I wasn't able to pass through that barrier, that glass ceiling. Finally, I did, but even after that, it was like being able to actually make that switch. I had to experience all these really painful things. And if you're always running away from them and looking for, something to feel good constantly because you're so trapped in your mind. You've already hopefully worked on a lot of those thought patterns through this self-love journey, where they're not creating that story for you anymore in whatever it is that you're facing at this time. Therefore, you can stand in front of a trigger, and now you're considering other possibilities that it might feel a certain way because of something you told yourself about the situation or what's happening. Now we look at that story, that thought that created that emotion. You really dissect it apart, and you realize through this unconditional eyes towards yourself. Maybe it's only a small part of a bigger story. And that brings healing and peace. But man, is it hard. Oh my gosh. That's why risk is here, and that's why I felt anxiety and fear. That's why the energy of the deer is here. This gentleness, this diplomacy, when you're able to come at it from a place where you're just breathing. And whatever's coming towards you, you're taking, something I said to my son today. Focus, then act. Focus, then act. Really look at the situation. Your emotions are telling you something about the situation that you have told yourself that is creating that emotion. So really tap into whatever that story is you're telling yourself right now. It's probably not true completely, or at least it's not how you really perceived it to be. It was one limited view. Yes? Okay. However, your perspective is not wrong. It does not mean right or wrong. It's not black or white. It's just one view. And how do we understand the whole of the thing if we don't have all of them? Anyway. Alright? I feel like that's why we come back here so many times, because we need to experience. It's like when you judge something or someone, you will at some point experience being on the other side of that. That's your karma. That's, what you've piled up for yourself to experience. And that is when the emperor falls down the mountain and becomes the hermit. No, I'm just kidding. He loses everything and he goes up the mountain and becomes the hermit. But he becomes wise and he lights his own lantern. Right? Mm-hmm. Again, sometimes I might be a little off with what I'm saying because I'm pulling in these ideas that I probably don't fully understand, to be honest with you. It's like I do, but I don't. I'm exploring. I'm exploring. Because if you are coming from a higher perspective, let's say you're viewing an angel, right? Or, they're telling you these things. You're only understanding it from the level of perspective that you have. So is it truly completely, we need to bridge that gap? Ah! That's another way to view that other card, bridging the gap. I love learning more deeper meanings to my cards. This is fun. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun too. Look what we got. Joy and independence. Just, I'm not trying to get anything. I'm just trying to revel in the joyness of the exploring. And, I think that helps me to be in the present moment, to actually become more aware of the thoughts that are passing through. Are those mine? Are they really? Is that what I believe now? Do I believe that? Is that something that's just, we just say it to say it because people say it? Is that something that's just, we always just said? Is that really true? Is it really true? Catch them, change them, so they're more aligned with you, in your own energy, bubble. Here we are. And now you have all these different ways to go about I guess, I have no idea where that thought was leading to. It's like you have no idea. It's you're exploring. It's like taking one step at a time, like your guides and angels guiding you one step at a time, and you can't see the whole path. You don't even know where this thought pattern is even leading you to. And so you're experiencing all these different possibilities in your head. And it's helping you to kind of get rid of the ones that you're swiping right and you're swiping left. But like not with dating. Alright, we're almost at 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. Number 10, we're completing an old thought pattern. We're completing an old way of doing, seeing, behaving. We're completing a cycle of some sort. I keep circling around my head though, so I think it's a thought pattern. Yes, brings me back to, yes, we are in thought patterns. It is an old thought pattern, way of talking to yourself, a way of seeing yourself and others in situations. Things are changing in how you view the world around you, how you view yourself, how you view others. And each time these interactions happen where you're getting triggered, every time you do this, it becomes less and less. And then you feel that peaceful space. The more you practice sitting in a peaceful space like this as well, it's gonna be easier and easier for you to get there. So won't you do this with me? Okay. Magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. Receiving the messages from the environment, but only if you're really in this space. Imagine all those thoughts just driving on by. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You can notice them. Don't hang on to them because you don't need to really whatever. They're floating around like thought bubbles, okay? These thoughts, they're so floating around like thought bubbles. I don't know. You're watching them just float away. Yes. And now you're more tapped into this right here. Your eyes are so focused right here. Now all these other thought bubbles, they're not obstructing your view. Okay? So just sit in that. I feel like this pulsate, it's not pulsating, it's breathing. It's expanding, it's releasing. You're watching these thought bubbles just until they are not there anymore. And now all you feel is that connection, that infinite love and peace. And you are one with it. It's like, you know how like in Avatar when they connect their little things? I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. So yeah, if you want homework for tonight, I want you to sit there and just do that with the thoughts that come in while you meditate, if you haven't already accomplished this. If you have, maybe there is something you've missed. That is practicing that calmness. So when you do need to revisit one of these, you're able to do it from a calm space where you're not being triggered by your nervous system and your fight or flight. You've calmed your response by doing this practice over time. That's you creating a new neural pathway until that becomes your new automatic. It just takes that extra time and not giving up on the process because it's still gonna be there. And it's like when you watch a child growing up, it's like you don't really notice, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you look older. Or if you haven't seen them in a while, you really notice the change. But if you're around it all the time, if you're in it all the time, you're not noticing it as much, right? So just be aware of that. Be aware of that, I meant to say. Anything else you'd like to say? The fairy deck wants to come play. Yeah, Almond's messages. All right. Woo. fairies want to give you a message. Thank you for being patient with my other noises and stuff. If you are here, thank you so much for being here. Truly. It is a blessing to be able to share this. Music. This is really a flow state. This is such a flow state, right? This is tapped in. This is you not, well, it says ask for help. They want you to ask for their help. The celestial beings, the protectors, the guides, angels, ancestors, God, universe, whatever you're aligned with at where your heart is at this time. Wherever that's at, it's where you need to be at. Don't try to go from this space to over here you're here. That's good. That's fine. That's where you're at. That's where you need to be. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Don't throw a fit. Go on, move on with it. Anyway. Look how much green. Whoever's around you at this time. In the ethereal. In the astral. In the ethereal. Right? They want you to ask for help when these things are occurring. For assistance. Maybe it comes in tough love sometimes. So be clear with what you're asking, you know. Know that it's going to take, stargazing. Really contemplate, feel it out for a minute, you know, and then really connect with that, whoever you're speaking to. Even, you can do that with your mind. You don't have to say it out loud, you know. When you connect and tap in the other energy, it's like those tentacles coming in. They are connecting. They know. They feel that. It's like a telepathic type thing. Right? There's that communication. It is blue. That communication. Now your tentacles are connecting. They're not really tentacles. That's just helping me understand what's happening and using it in terms that my brain symbolizes and organizes and interprets things. So when you gaze at the stars and give yourself fairy focus. I'm going to call it fairy focus. Give yourself fairy focus. Oh my gosh, remember when I was talking about really focusing? Give yourself some fairy focus. Oh my gosh. I really want to use that, and I'm going to give credit to this fairy oracle of the fairies. So we need a little fairy focus. All right? What a cute little deck. Okay. Your intuition will flow more freely. That's that flow state I was talking about. I love it. This card is pulling everything together. It doesn't even say much, but it does. Okay. You'll flow more freely with fairy focus. Say that 10 times fast. You flow more freely with fairy focus. You flow more freely with fairy focus. You flow more freely with fairy focus. Okay, anyway. And reveal what you need to know about your situation. That is what you're doing. You're bringing in this fairy focus, whatever magical thing you're tapping into. I don't know. Whatever it is. You're bringing that fairy focus so that you can actually stand in front of that thing that's triggering you and understand more about the situation instead of being trapped in that emotion. I love you. Thank you for joining me. Please follow my journey on YouTube, and if you'd like to donate to my channel, I did link my Venmo. I'm still figuring out this YouTube thing. Thank you for being patient with all of my exploring, my knowing without knowing, and my background noises, and my lack of microphone at this time. I'll get there. Also, check out my musical expressions on my YouTube channel. I will be posting more. All right. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.